The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
In an interview a couple of days ago, Las Vegas Raiders GM Tom Telesco said Thayer Munford will compete at right guard and right tackle. To me, that sounds like the Raiders are taking the right tackle at number 13 overall. I don't think Michael Penix will make it to the Raiders all the way in round 2, so I think they might just run it back with Aidan O'Connell. They signed Gardner Minshew in free agency, but head coach Antonio Pierce said whoever they get has to beat O'Connell out, and why not? He did well for a rookie in a difficult situation last year. He was the third stringer that suddenly became the starter after the head coach was fired with the team trying to make an outdated offense function. In that outdated offense, O'Connell managed to throw 8 touchdowns and no interceptions the last 4 games of the season. If he was a first-round pick, everyone would be talking about how great of a future he has. Like all of you, I want a quarterback with mobility, but while he's not Lamar Jackson, he's more mobile than you think. The first fool that coached him just didn't want him to leave the pocket. He has crazy arm talent, so if he can show that mobility a little more, it can work. In the preseason, he showed that he had a tendency to sail a few. But he still looked better than the other quarterback prospects, including CJ Stroud. In week 1 of the preseason against the San Francisco 49ers, he completed 15 of his 18 passes. That's an 83% completion percentage right there. O'Connell was sharp. He started to develop that deep down the field connection with speedster Trey Tucker. And he showed the ability to get out of the pocket and throw on the run by design. O'Connell also had 141 yards and this touchdown on the day. In week 2 against the Los Angeles Rams, O'Connell still had his misses. And oh boy did he make some throws. How about this one from the middle of the field all the way to the sidelines, 25 yards down the field on the line. That's a big boy throw right there. And on this one he's going to take off running. Again, he's not Lamar Jackson, but he can do a little something with his legs. Then here he makes a nice little throw over in between people. Then here comes the bomb to Tucker. He was 11 of 18 for 163 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game. In week 3 of the preseason against the Dallas Cowboys, O'Connell was still missing high. That is a problem with big arm quarterbacks, but also in that game he showed he can make throws. Look at the throw on this out just beyond the outstretched arm of the defender. Now how about this one? He's going to complete a pass while running to his left here. Here he's going to beat the blitz and get it into tight man coverage. And watch the nice short ball accuracy here. It hits him right in stride. He was 17 of 26 for 178 yards in this game, and watch the nice touch and accuracy on the fade here. He should have went into the season as a starter. Instead, he got his first opportunity to fail in week 4. What I mean by that is he went from third string with no practice reps to starter. So he had problems with ball security, and he abandoned his mechanics when the heat got to him. He also made a big mistake. He was 24 of 39 for 238 yards and this interception. He was set up to fail in this game, but he showed a little mobility to get away from the rush. Incomplete, but nice try. Now watch this big boy throw 20 yards down the field to the sideline. Now watch this deep ball up in the crowd to Jacoby Myers. It wasn't all bad in the game that you know who set him up to fail in. Here in week 7, he set up to fail again. Garoppolo was injured, so Brian Hoyer started in his stead, and he was so bad they threw O'Connell in and he threw this interception. But he stayed with it and made some throws like this out. He couldn't have thrown this one any better. Then here he shows the ability to avoid the rush a little bit and get it to his check down. Most of the passes he threw on the day were short, safe passes anyway. On the day, he was 10 of 13 for 75 yards and an interception and this touchdown. Now in his first real start after you know who was fired, I'm not going to say his name, O'Connell didn't look too bad. He was spreading the ball around a little bit. He had shorter completions and of course he went deep. That's that fast kid, Trey Tucker again. He's starting to get it to tight end Michael Mayer a little more. And of course he's starting to work on his connection with superstar receiver Davante Adams. O'Connell was 16 of 25 for 209 yards in his first win as a starter. That was week 9. Then in week 10 against the Jets, he threw a pick. But that didn't rattle him. He forgot about it and made some big time throws into tight windows like this one. He makes a hell of a throw under pressure here. He's going to get a few yards on the scramble here. Now watch this dime on the run. He was 27 of 52 in this game. He only had 153 yards and he had a touchdown and an interception. And most importantly, they won the game. Now we're in week 11 against the Miami Dolphins. And watch this throw from the middle of the field to the sidelines, 20 yards down the field. Not everyone can make that throw. Now watch this throw to Davante Adams deep. Right in stride, that's a dime. Now watch this dime on the run. I'm starting to think O'Connell can do that. But unfortunately, he threw some interceptions too. Well, he actually threw 3 of them and it cost the Raiders big time in that 20-13 loss. Then in week 12 against the Kansas City Chiefs, he showed a little something. He has a bazooka for an arm. And look at the accuracy here to squeeze this one into tight man coverage. He showed off that deep ball again too. He was 23 of 33 for 248 yards in this touchdown. But unfortunately, he didn't do enough to beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. In week 14 against the Minnesota Vikings, he showed a little something. He showed he can move around a little bit and throw on the move. Again, I'm not going to call him Lamar Jackson, but you can't call him a statue either. He didn't really make any plays out of his scrambling though. And he was under a lot of heat. I told you he was under a lot of heat, right? So much heat that the Raiders lost 3-0. Then in week 15 against the Los Angeles Chargers, O'Connell was dealing. He really spread the ball around that day. He was getting it to Adams. He got it deep to Trey Tucker. He got it to Myers for the touchdown. And he got it to Mayer for the touchdown. He was 20 of 34 for 248 yards and 4 touchdowns on the day. And of course, they got that dub. In week 16 against the Kansas City Chiefs, he made a throw or two. He was throwing a lot under pressure too. But the weather wasn't so good, so he really didn't have a great day throwing the ball. I believe he was 9 of 21 in the first half, and the Raiders said, forget it, we're just not going to throw anymore. O'Connell just used running back Zamir White in the running game and cruised on home with the win. Now in week 17 against the Indianapolis Colts, look at this throw. From the opposite hash to the sidelines, 20 yards down the field. That was into a tight window too. Here's another one of those big boy throws from the middle of the field to the sideline, 15 yards down the field. And when you have Davante Adams, you can throw into tight coverage. You can throw a fade to him too. Watch the throw here. O'Connell was 30 of 47 for 299 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game, but unfortunately, he threw this pick six too. And that cost the Raiders the game as they lost by 3 points. Then, of course, in the season finale against the Denver Broncos, O'Connell was on. He had his short game going. He had his deep game going. I'm telling you, that deep connection between O'Connell and Tucker is developing. And how about this on the move a little bit, setting up a big play to his tight end. Now here he is in the red zone to Adams. And a quick strike to Myers. O'Connell was 20 of 31 for 244 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day and the win. Well, we've been over a good portion of the quarterbacks the Raiders would want. I didn't go over Caleb Williams because there was no way they were going to get him. I went over Drake May in the event that he falls. There was a time I thought the Raiders would trade up for Jaden Daniels and that J.J. McCarthy would be available to the Raiders at number 13 overall. But that doesn't look like reality anymore. Neither does getting Michael Penix in the second round. So the Raiders could very well be running it back with Aidan O'Connell at quarterback. And you know what? That just might not be a bad thing. What do you think? Go ahead and see me in the comment section about it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.